In this video, I'm going to cover what I think is probably one of the most underrated Solana projects out there, and that is Panzerdogs. Now, before we get into this video, guys, remember this is not investment advice. I'm a dude in a Mickey Mouse t-shirt. If you view me as your investment advisor, then you're screwed. But let's talk about why I like this NFT project. So what is Panzerdogs? Panzerdogs is basically a browser and web game. It's a play-to-earn tank brawler. So it's like a game where you're controlling tanks and you're kind of just fighting against other players, right? So right now they have a gameplay demo. You're playing against the NPCs. They don't have play to earn yet, so this is still in its early stages. And they essentially sold 5,505 unique dog avatars. And what these dogs do is they entitle you to tank parts, so you can build tanks, and you'll get airdrop tank parts, and you'll also get airdrop tokens, right? And the coolest thing is they have this demo right here. So the demo is actually playable. So unlike most gaming NFT projects out there, these guys actually have a playable game demo, which shows that these guys are legitimate. Now, who's the team behind this project, right? Because ultimately, if you're in the NFT space, the biggest thing you can do is back the right team. Because essentially, with most of these NFT projects, they're going to go to zero. It's only the ones with solid execution behind them that are going to be working long term. So if you look at the team behind this, they're Lucky Cat Studios. They have over 200 million downloads on the App Store and the Google Play Store. So these guys are legit. Now, if you look on their website, you can see that they have a bunch of game releases. So these games all have had over 200 million downloads. And if you actually look at these, right, so put in Save the Date game. So 3,364 votes, 3.6 stars. This one on App Store has over 4.5 with 23,000 reviews. So these guys are making legitimate games. Some of them have better reviews than others, but in general, the reviews that I've seen have generally been pretty positive, right? So Road Crash, for example, has 4.3 stars with over 47,000 votes, right? So these are essentially all mobile games, right? And they all have in-app purchases. So not only has the team had over $200 million downloads, they've been able to successfully monetize these in the traditional Web 2 model. And if you actually look at the Twitter for Lucky Cat, you can see that the Apple CEO Tim Cook was actually at their office. Their team is fully doxed, right? So if you look up their team, they have their team members public. They have an office. You can literally, find their office, and that's such a refreshing change from most NFT projects where you don't know who the team is. They're fully doxed. If they want to disappear, they can. While with these guys, they're 100% just fully out there. These guys are legitimate, to say the least. So with Panzerdogs, not only do they have a proven development team that's released multiple games with 200 million downloads, so they have successfully made this sort of game, and they've made it in a way where people are buying in-app purchases, right? So they kind of know how to set up in-game economies, and I think they will do this with Panzerdogs as well, right? Like, I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to be able to pull this off. So on top of them having an excellent team, they also have some incredible advisors. So one of their advisors is Sebastian Borget. He's the co-founder and COO of the Sandbox, which is one of the biggest metaverse gaming projects out there. And then another one of their advisors is Ko Kim, who is the ex-Google Play Games partnerships lead. So not only is their team solid, their advisors are superstars, right? Like the COO of the Sandbox game. That's incredible. You can't really get anybody else who's better than this guy to be in your corner, right? Now, what are the benefits of holding a Panzerdog? So these are the dog avatars. There are 5,555 of them. You need them to play the main P versus P mode and to be able to participate in crafting. So the benefits of holding one of these dogs include the fact that you can craft tanks, right? Because you get airdrop tank parts, and then you can craft them to make them into tanks that you can use in game. You have crafting benefits, so you can craft tank parts faster, especially depending on if you have a rare or legendary dog, because then essentially you're able to just craft much faster. And you're eligible for tank and token airdrops, as I've mentioned. So you'll get the tank parts airdrop to you, and also you'll get the token airdrops. So this is for early supporters. So it's really important you do get in on these ASAP, because they'll be doing a snapshot. And that's really exciting because you'll essentially get tokens for having the NFTs. You're getting, in a way, ownership stake in this project by buying one of these NFTs. And you'll also get early access to the bootcamp demo and other beta releases. Now, what's really interesting is if you actually look at their white paper and you scroll down into their tokens, you actually will see that they have an equal amount of token distribution for early supporters, which is right here, as for their IDO, right? So their IDO is right here. So essentially, they're roughly equal distribution between the public sale and the amount going to early supporters, which are NFT holders. So holding these NFTs actually will be quite valuable, because if, let's say, the token public sale goes really, really well, this portion right here is going to be quite valuable. And one of the key philosophies that this team has is to reward early holders and to really make these purchases extremely valuable for them. Now, this isn't some project where VCs get the biggest gains while NFT holders are left with the scraps, right? There are other projects out there where NFT holders are essentially left out in the dust while VCs gain 50, 100, 200x returns, and NFT holders might get 2 or 3x. On the other hand, with this project, you can clearly see that basically they have a good amount of tokens saved for their team and advisors, but they don't really have much in the way of VCs, right? It doesn't seem like they're really getting a lot of venture capital. They're a company that's obviously been around for a while, so they have their own funding. What I'm getting from this is early supporters will get bigger rewards for this project as opposed to some VC-backed game. Now let's talk about the gameplay and tokenomics, right? So essentially it's a tank shooter game, right? You run around in your tank, you can fire lasers, you can use a flamethrower. It's really fun. Like, I've played the demo, I actually had a blast with the demo, and I don't see any issues with people playing this game because it's going to be a fun game, right? And there are games like this out on the mobile app store, and that's what I love about it. This is such a simple concept, but it's something that works, and they're just introducing Web3 to a gameplay style and genre that's already there, that people already pay real money for to get, like, tank parts. So I don't see an issue with this turning into an actual crypto game. Now, with the tokenomics of this game, there are two in-game tokens, right? So there's scrap, right? You basically get rewarded for playing the game with scrap. You can use scrap to level up tank parts. You can use it to buy loot boxes, which will give you tank parts so you can make tanks. You can craft parts with it. You can purchase low-tier avatars, which are not part of the original 5,555 with these as well. Now, these are variable supply. So this is the token that basically lubricates the in-game economy. And because of this, new scrap is minted whenever players earn them, right? Whether it be in marketplace fees and so on, you have scrap burn, so it kind of keeps the supply relatively stable, but it is something with a variable supply, right? So that's kind of the main token that will be used for kind of a lot of these lower tier parts. Now then there's Panzer, right? So Panzer is, number one, going to be a governance token to make community decisions about the project. Number two is it will be used to purchase premium parts and tank parts. So there's limited supply of Panzer. This is probably the token you'd want to hold long term. And also you can use Panzer to buy a battle pass, which allows you to essentially earn new items in an accelerated manner. So a battle pass essentially allows you to accelerate your speed of, let's say, getting items in game. So this is for the players who have more money than time, right? Because there always will be players who are there just to have fun. They don't really care about earning money in the game. They just want to get the cool tank parts. And the fact is, if you look on the App Store, there are games that are making a lot of money where you can't earn anything, but you can pay the game developers to get in perks. And the fact is, it's a model that works. And with the Battle Pass, that's where the side of the game where people who are coming in, who have more money than time, are going to lubricate the economy of the game, because you need somebody on that side, right? Like if you have play to earn, somebody's got to be on the other side that's willing to pay money to not have to spend as much time to go through the game, right? Or to accelerate their gaming experience. So there always needs to be those players in the gaming ecosystem that are the other side of the economy that make the time that other people spend earning valuable. Now, you can also lock up Panzer to stake and earn staking rewards. I will absolutely be doing that. So I'm gonna probably get a pretty big airdrop because I hold 50 plus Panzers. So what I'll do is I'll probably just stake a significant portion of my Panzer token and just earn passive rewards on that. As you can see, the staking pool in the white paper it's pretty big. Like it looks like they probably will have 30% of the token for staking. So I imagine the staking rewards will be quite big. And obviously you'll probably get high rewards for staking them for longer time. So when I mean staking, you're locking up the token. So you are, let's say you have 1,000 tokens and you lock them up for 6 months. You can't sell them, you can't do anything, and in exchange you get an APY, you get more Panzer for it, right? So it's a way to reduce the supply that's in circulation. So it kind of helps increase the value of the token and keeps the basically token in the ecosystem. Now, Panzer will also be used in events and tournaments where you'll need Panzer to enter, and the rewards pool will be paid out in Panzer as well. And also, Panzer will be used in the crafting mechanism. So crafting is a huge part of this game where you'll craft tank parts and tanks. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to use some Panzer, you're going to have to use some scrap, and you're going to have to combine them, and you're going to have a dog avatar. So a dog NFT is going to help you basically craft these faster. Now, one thing they do point out in their white paper is this is not play to win. So you will still earn tokens even if you're not winning every game. They wanted to make it so that even if you don't hold a dog avatar, even if you don't have an NFT, you can still get in the game and still have fun and still have a good chance of winning. So they've clearly made a conscious decision to not make it something where all the odds are stacked against the new entrant, right? So people can still win with skill and so on. So my conclusion is that they've really thought about the in-game economy here. I highly encourage you read the white paper, but they've really thought about how to make this balanced and make this fun. And not to mention that the gameplay demo is actually fun to play. So there are many similar styles of tank games that have done well in traditional gaming. And if you go on the App Store, you'll find them. So these guys have a lot of experience with these simple but fun to play games. So there's no reason why they can't build a web browser game that's going to basically be really fun to play and people will really adopt at a massive scale. I personally could see myself spending 20-30 minutes a day playing this game. With the gameplay demo, I was kind of sad it ended because it was honestly kind of fun. It was much more fun than most crypto games I've played. So the team has shown they can make addictive and fun games that people love to play. And quite frankly, if you look at some of the gaming studios behind some of these other big gaming blockchain projects, they're blockchain developers first and gamers second, right? Some of them have played some games in the past, but very few of these projects are built by a gaming studio that has a pedigree, right? And these guys have a pedigree. They're extremely good at what they do and in their niche. So my thoughts are this project is criminally undervalued. This is a team with real execution experience, and they're not just blockchain developers who decided, hey, we're going to make a game because it's hot. They have experience building this sort of game in the past, and they have a gameplay demo right now. So I always value execution strength over short-term hype. I get it. There's all these crazy avatar projects that are just, 20xing, 30xing. I'm not following that short-term hype. I'm buying based on fundamentals, and this project has strong fundamentals. So I think there's strong potential because of the fact that this project is so undervalued right now, and the floor price is around 1.1 Sol on Magic Eden right now. I think it's just a no-brainer to go into this project and buy as many as you can. I personally hold 50 plus Panzerdogs, and I'm going to be dollar cost averaging myself into 5 to 10 Panzerdogs a month until I have 100 plus Panzerdogs, because I really do believe that this game is one of the undervalued gems. I've literally looked at 100 plus NFT projects in the last few months, and I will say this is one of the 2 or 3 where I feel that I felt really, really good about investing and buying their NFTs. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Go check out their white paper, go check out their website, join their Discord to get an idea of what their vibes are like. I would appreciate it also if you could hit the subscribe button and shoot me a like and comment below with what your biggest question is about Panzerdogs. And thanks for watching this video.